Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd give a quick update. Last video, I talked a little bit about using BPC-157. I started that protocol. I'm now in day 9 of that, and I've added TB4 to it as well. These are just a couple different peptides that are known for healing, especially like skeletal muscle or tendon issues. And I'd say things are going pretty good. Like I'm totally off any kind of NSAID right now, any kind of pain reliever, which was really hard. It shot my pain from like a 2 to a 7 or an 8 even in my forearms. And basically it's this tennis elbow that I've been talking about. So I've got tennis elbow in both arms. The left arm, I'd say a little bit more severe than the right arm, but they're both pretty painful. But the BPC seems to be helping a little bit. I'm also doing some Tyler twists using these TheraBands. I've kind of found that on YouTube, and it actually does make it feel better. It hurts like heck to do it, but it does feel better in the long run. But I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about BPC-157 and TB4 in terms of how I use it. So I've done a ton of research. There's also some peptide books out on Amazon that you can go read, but a lot of my research was kind of through Reddit and YouTube, just trying to understand lots of different opinions on how to do things. And then I just kind of chose the one that I felt like made sense to me. You know, these aren't like prescriptions you get from a pharmacy. These are compounds or amino acids that there's not a lot of human trials, so there's not a lot known about what's effective and what's not effective, etc. So you just have to do your research and make an educated decision around dosing and things like that. So I take 250 micrograms under the skin using a little insulin needle, a BPC-157. I do that twice a day. So I do 250 micrograms in the morning, 250 micrograms before I go to bed. And I inject it around this area here in this outer part where the pain is for tennis elbow, where these tendons kind of tie into this little bony structure in your elbow. There's a technical medical term for it, but I'll probably butcher it. I just put it under the skin. So I just like pinch up a little bit with like a clothespin, and I just kind of inject under the skin. It's not bad. Every once in a while it stings a little bit, but it's not terrible. After you've taken testosterone intramuscular with an 1.5 inch needle, like you're pretty much a warrior when it comes to needles. And you're doing that twice a week, kind of sucks. But anyway, so I got BPC-157 flowing in this arm, and then at night I inject 500 micrograms of TB4 around the same area in the right arm. And I just chose that because the left arm is a little more severe. So I just put the BPC in here, and then just to rotate, I just use the TB4 here. And I'll say, like, you know, the first 4 days, I didn't really feel a whole lot. It was very, very painful, very stiff, you know, just real sore. But then on the 5th day, I felt like maybe like a 5% or 10% better. I felt a little bit better. Then the next day I felt a little better. And then here today, I'm starting to feel a little better. So, you know, I think it's a combination of those peptides, but also doing these Tyler twists with a TheraBand. And I'm also being very conscious to stretch my arm, you know, kind of like this, to try to stretch those tendons out. Because I do type on keyboards all day, so my arms are like this a lot, you know, kind of T-Rex-ish, if you will. So, you know, these tendons kind of just bunch up a little bit. So being able to stretch that arm, I think, is helped quite a bit. And I've found that on lots of different physical therapists and things online, just learning about things. So anyway, I'm on, I think, day 9 now. I believe that's right. I'm keeping a little notebook, so I think that's really important. If you decide to kind of do this yourself, you know, keep a little notebook and write down, you know, when you inject, how much you inject, which arm, what location, anything you may notice about weirdness, you know, if it felt weird afterwards, or you had a stomach ache or something like that, you know, write those little things down. And then I think also write your pain level down too. I've been doing that. And that's important because around day 4, I was kind of like, man, I feel like after you've been injecting something 2 times a day, every day for 4 days, it feels like you've been doing it forever. So it's just good to kind of keep that journal and be like, oh, it's only day 4. You know, like this could be, usually people run this in like an 8-week cycle. So I plan on running it for about 8 weeks just to see what happens. But yeah, I just keep that journal, and it just kind of helps me reflect on things, and that's helped. Side effects, you know, maybe a little bit of lethargy, not like I want to sit around and do nothing, but like a little bit of complacency, just a little bit of stuff just kind of rolls off me a little bit more, which to me is a positive side effect because I take things very seriously and I tend to be an intense kind of anxious person. So that's actually kind of helped me a little bit. No stomach irritation or anything like that. BPC is actually supposed to help with some of that GI tract type issues, so nothing like that. With the TB4, I thought I felt a little bit of toothache, which, some people do report. I even saw somebody say that their wisdom teeth grew through when they were on TB4, so that's pretty weird. I think that was in a rat study too, but that kind of subsided after 2 days, but that could have been from hard flossing. I get that too from that, so not sure if it's related. But other than that, really no side effects. I mean, I like the way things are going. I feel pretty good, so I'm just gonna kind of keep doing it. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of check in with everybody. I know I kind of announced that I was going to start on BPC-157, and just want to say I'm still alive. I haven't turned into a vampire or a blob, or I'm not in the hospital from anaphylactic shock or anything like that. Things seem to be going pretty good. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. If you have any questions about like peptides or why I decided to start them or anything like that, I can't tell you where I got them from. I'm pretty sure that's an instant ban if you talk about that, because they are banned by the FDA, which is not great. Pretty upset about that because they do help people, and I think that's wrong. Maybe some administration changes lately will take care of that, hopefully. But if you have any questions, put them in the comments. But just appreciate all the support. So keep up the great work. I know you can do it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.